really interesting. Wow. Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called. And on this kind of board, like what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm going to say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is going to stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm going to guarantee that's what he's going to say. Very interesting, though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot, too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there, too. A lot of times, the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold. Yep. Like he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draw. He's going to have king X. And we kind of, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets, and we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a very good point. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just spewing.
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are right.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It would
I'm
be a
already
quit.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play it.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Ah!
Yes! I just want to say for the record that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
Right? But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak. Welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, the $11 10K. I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's 50.
Nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
What the hell? Yeah, so Matt.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
He's
always
just
love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
Right. All right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about deep-pipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options to 12 and 1,400 ounces. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on a site with these other crushers, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. Remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, you know, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation.
That's pre-flop? I think it's pre. All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
One of the things I teach people when it comes to poker is when you can get to the turn and raise that opportunity.
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and ready for
I would
the-
fold in game though, for the record, in case that's the winning game.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, no, we cannot win. This is a pretty rough spot because damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol, you know.
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR gift.
A $10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then, you know, we'll do it. We'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. You know what this means.
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it.
So that's cool
Filthy
because we have
animal.
2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know.
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sept are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. What up, people? We did it, America. We got our asses out of bed. And we're here for the study stream. Contrast, thank you for the 13 months, buddy. Esprit, what up, buddy? Joey in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, sorry, guys. Matt N, what's up? I was, no excuse. I was tired. I was laying in bed, arguing with myself about getting my ass out of bed. So here we are. All right, PokerCoaching in the chat. Get him in there. I don't know how many people we have in here right now. Nobody knew. So you know the story. Get your ass in the giveaway. We got the quizzes up on the screen. And as some of you guys should know, because we're doing this solo, we have 2 browsers open, and that freaks the system out. And so we'll have one winner up on the main screen, and then one winner up on the secondary screen here. And so the scores you see up here might be a little honked up, but I'll keep it on the trusty notepad. Hollywood! Morning, buddy, morning. Yeah, I had a weird week sleep-wise where one night, I was talking to Marlon about this. I had one night where I was hanging out with the wife. I was done early with poker, and I was hanging out with the wife, and we had a few adult beverages. And then I passed out at like 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. rather. And then it was like 3 in the morning, and I just shot awake. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm just awake. What the fuck? And I laid there for like 10 minutes, went to the bathroom, came back, stared at the ceiling for like an hour, and just couldn't go back to sleep. And I was like, oh, shit. So I was laying there in the dark. I went downstairs. I turned on the TV. I didn't watch TV for till like 5 in the morning. I just couldn't sleep. And that kind of fucked me up all week. So I've been a little bit off sleep-wise, and I've been tired. Dyers, what's up? How you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Man, I love playing live. I always end up staying till like 4 in the morning. Yeah, not me. No. I'm too old for that shit. There's some other, there's a great live tournament here. It's every Friday night at the Orleans. It's like the One Good Daily. And I moved my camera, so I keep looking over here instead of looking here. The problem is it starts at 7 p.m. and goes to like 5 in the morning, and then they chop 9 ways. That sounds like hell. So I never played it. I'm fortunate, man. Back in the old days, I used to do this crazy grind and all up into the hours of the night, 5-6 days a week. Now that I am a little more established and the bankroll's good and all that kind of stuff, I do what I want, which is nice. Contrast, thank you for the love on Twitter, buddy. I appreciate you. I appreciate that you did that, man. That shit really does go a long way. Thank you for that. Guys, also, if you don't know, in the PokerCoaching Discord, here is the command for, that's Discord. You see Discord. There you go. There's a link to PC Discord. Check it out. It's free. I'm going to show you what's up in there right now, because we got a couple things going on. One, here it is. So this is PokerCoaching Discord. There's a link. You get in. It's 100% free. There are 6 free study groups a week in here. This is the one running right now. You can click the 20 events section. You can see there's a full list of events here that are all recorded, and you can check them out, all free. Well, not all free, but most of these are free and available to you. We have MTT chat, we have hand history rooms, and Karen software, mental health, all those good things. But also, if you come over here and click on the pin, you can't see that on your screen. You click on the pin, you'll see this pinned message right here, where they are giving 1% of Jonathan's action in the PokerGo series that's going on right now for free. All you have to do is click this little pin. This message is up. See the jump button? Click the jump button. That will take you here to the actual post. And at the bottom of the post, scroll. All you got to do is click the giveaway button. Click it once so that you only get 1 entry and that you don't get removed. And that's it. You get a free roll to 1% of Jonathan's action. We're actually sweating all the PokerGo final tables here. All the links to sweat them are at the very top. You can see. There they are. They're at the top. Event number 1 was yesterday. Aram Zobian, a friend of mine and coach of PokerCoaching on the banner here, took second last night for 100 and some odd K. It was great. I couldn't abandon you. Probably not, I was late too. It's not your thing. I was late. I was 10, 15 minutes late. Still don't have a PokerCo sub. That sucks. I literally only have a sub because I literally only watch in these scenarios. Like when my friends when Aram, my friend, or Justin, my friend, makes these final, or Jonathan for that matter, my friend and boss, make these final tables, I always want to sweat them, right? So I literally buy it just to sweat my friends. Stop telling people about the giveaway. My chances go down. Yeah, right now there's 320 people in there. So still a good shot. And yeah, we got to promote it. We got to do good. Like the brass is watching. We want Discord to blossom and bloom. And the better Discord does
the better the study groups do in general. This one and the other ones, it's all one good for the community and one good for the boss and good for me and sixes. So there you go. Is this planned to be a solo study stream for the near future, or is Six to be back soon? This is going to be... Hey, what's up, Grump? Welcome. This is going to be solo for a few weeks. Six's son is in a big-time football league, and it turns out that their games every week are at this time. So we were talking a lot of ways, like I might get a guest coach to come in for a couple of these. Yeah, he's got to be out. We were talking about canceling and putting it on hiatus. And I didn't want to this thing's been going for 4 years now or something, and we haven't missed very many weekends at all. Probably count them on your fingers. And I didn't want to just let this die and then try and pick it up again like 2 months later. So I'm trying to do them as much as I can by myself. Why did they choose to post PokerGo's schedule in the Poker Coaching dashboard? I don't know that I saw that. Let me see if I can see what you're talking about. Molten Ash was like, dude, oh, that is interesting. Yeah, I think that is interesting. I never noticed that. That's new. I think it's because so much of the Poker Coaching crew is playing the series. Right? JL's in there, Aram's in there, Brock's in there, Justin's in there. So a lot of them are just playing. Pretty cool though. Hey, what up, Ian? Thanks for the 58 months, homie. I appreciate it right now. Get Giraffe. I've been trying to get Giraffe for months, and he says yes, he says yes, he says yes, and then he ignores me on Discord. He very much engages me on Twitch and very much ignores me on Discord. I've been trying. One day, we'll get him. Cool. All right, cool. All right, we got you guys in there. We got 14 eligible users now. Really quickly, guys, Poker Coaching in the chat. If you have not in there right now, and if you are new, because there are a few new people out here, this is the way this is going to work. I'm going to draw 2 winners. We're going to have one winner up here on the main screen, one winner on my side screen here. We're going to talk about these quizzes. You guys are going to tell me what you're going to do. I'm going to tell you what I would do. We're going to see what the coach would do. But ultimately, we're going to go with the answer of the contestants on each screen. And whoever wins, contestant versus contestant, gets $5. So you gamble on getting better at gambling. Harley, what's up? Good to see you. I appreciate you for hanging out with me. So get in there real quick. We're going to take this Jonathan Little quiz from the main event first. And there you go. That's the scoop. Oh, the one other thing, too, if you're new, the score here at the top of the screen over here is going to be a little honked up when we have 2 different browsers. They kind of conflict. So I got my trusty notepad here, and I will be keeping track of the score, and it'll all be good. Draft is always grinding away on Saturdays. Always. He loves playing Saturdays. I hate playing Saturdays. That said, I might play for a bracelet today. There's a bracelet event, 500 deep stack online that I might play. I'm actually kind of leaning that way. If you're in my Discord, stay tuned. I might be selling action last minute like I do. So yeah. All right, cool. That's enough. Let's get the people in here. Winner number 1, the meatball. He'll be up on the main screen. Winner number 2. Oh, shit. Team Toe legend. Mr. Matt N. Second most aggressive person in Canada. Cool. All right, guys. Let's do this. We'll take this quiz and let's go. Oh, hell. So much for taking it easy. Gets put up on the podium right away. All right, let's do this. You teach your lesson on not to rate him after the stream. That'll teach him. That's true, Monkey. That'll show him. All right, let's do it. Yeah. The reason why I don't like Saturdays, that's because I always play Friday nights for the global stream. I mostly play Thursday nights. I always play Wednesday nights. And when I play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, by the time I get to Sunday, I'm fucking tired and kind of burnt out. And that's like the biggest day of the week. So I had to make a concession there. So I chose not to play Saturdays, so that I'm not burnt out by the time Sunday comes. It's another reason why I never play Mondays, because after grinding a million tournaments and all that shit on Sunday, getting out and playing Monday is just hell. It's terrible. What up, GSD? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Yeah, Toad life is always a good life, man. My life don't change much. All right, let's do this quiz. Ready, go.
We have 7-6 of spades in the main event. The hijack opens it up to 700. We're in the cutoff. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 2,100, or re-raise to 3,500?
I said the second most aggressive person in Canada. Oh, yes, Sedhab is number one. Yes, contrast. Sedhab is number one. He's number one. He's number one. What are you guys doing? R Wild coming out with the call right away. Hollywood calling. Ooh, Manny coming out. I told you, coming out with the 3-bet right out the gate. There it is. And a call from Meatball. We got controversy right in the first quiz. Joey 3-betting. Ash is calling. GSD 3-betting. Deep enough to call with respect to the hand, especially if our flats aren't punished. A monkey in my eye. Cool hand Luke. Oh, listen, look at the mashup of movies. Cool hand Luke Skywalker. He's like the Matt Hamill, Paul Newman, love child. 3-betting this. Oh, main event it. Not 3-betting this in the main. Got it. He went somewhere in between 21, 35. That's funny. 21 for B money. Punk column. Spree column. I'll admit, like, these hands and these spots are not my strongest area of expertise. Is the microphone quiet? Is the microphone quiet for everybody? Shark, what up, buddy? Let me know if I'm quiet. I can turn up the mic a little bit. Microphone's fine to me. Now you're good. Nope, sounds great. There you go. The spree, your shit's fucked up. It could also be I was eating, so maybe I was mumbling that way. Here, let's try this. Is this better? Is this better? Is this better? Or is this better? Is this better? Is this better? There you go. Now the mic is pumped up all the way. This is as loud as it gets. Food. Yeah, I literally rolled out of bed 30 seconds ago. 30 seconds ago. Second one's better. All right, cool. We'll leave it pumped up. It was spiking for a while there, and Six has complained because he's got sensitive little girl ears. So we turned it down for a while. All right, so what am I doing here? I would be lying if I said I didn't intend to call here, but 3-bet I know can be a thing. GSD was talking about going bigger, and he sized up in this scenario. For those of you that want to size up, like usually in position, we're going to go 3x. Out of position, we're going to go 4x. So 21 is the standard here. We are 250 bigs deep, so 3,500 can't be a massive mistake. But I don't think you need to go that big. So yeah, there you go. I think that's what I would do. I would flat in game. If it's going to be 3-bet, it's probably going to be 2,100, and that wouldn't surprise me. Meatball on the main screen with the call, and Maddie N on the side screen with the raise to 21. Let's find out. Raise was 8 points.
Calling
so
is usually going to be my default in this situation. We can 3-bet every once in a while, but as we've discussed in some of these World Series hands, I really like playing deep stacked, especially in position when at all possible, with hands that can beat pocket aces, right? I love playing deep stack with implied odds hands. So we're just going to call the majority of the time. I do call. Small blind calls as well. Flop comes 9-8-2. And the small blind leads. Small for 1,100 into 2,700. The hijack folds with our bottom end of the open-ended straight draw. Should we fold, call, raise to 3,500, or raise to 7,000?
Yeah, to Ash's point, the study groups, all 6 of them are recorded. And if you can't make them live in the Discord, if you can't make them live, then they're all recorded, and you can go into the study groups room and you can watch the recording. And if you have any questions during the recording, you can timestamp the video, post the question either in that little post for the study group or in the hand history room, and one of us coaches will get back to you. So definitely should check it out. All right, what's happening? Small line, over calls, and then donk leads. The fuck? This is like your standard $11 whatever the fuck, wherever the fuck, right? Standard. Carter calling. B money calling. Hollywood says, F this guy. Raising to 3,500. The donk lead here is actually a thing. I don't think it's a thing on 9-8 deuce, buddy. I could check. It's usually going to be 7-8-9, 6-8-9. And then if there's a 10 out there, usually almost never. Usually, I believe. Usually. I don't think it's all 9-8X boards. Like 9-8-2 is some dog shit, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's do like just. And this shit was multi-way? Nah. We'll look at it heads up. Not only that, but it's also the small blind. Like, wait a minute. The small blind doesn't hit this that much compared to like the big blind. I'm looking right now. I'm stalling while I'm looking. 0 donk leads. 99.9 check. Get the fuck out of here. No donk leads on this board. Get out of here. 0%. I gotta turn the span on. I'm dying. I mean, I don't even know if they're leaving just random 10 high board. I'm gonna look right now. Yeah, 10-8 deuce, nothing. But if you go like 10-8 6, nothing. If you go like 10-8 7, nothing. Yeah, you just don't. I think if they have leads, it's gonna be. I'm gonna see if I can find one. Hang on. 10 jack. Like 6 maybe. No. 10 jack 7 maybe, but now there's a straight on the board. No. 10 jack 8. No, just stop leading from the small blind, goddammit. There's no leads in the small blind. That shit almost happens from the big blind. And it's always going to be cards that are connected, three connected. 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7. Board cards that, and when you're in the big blind that you have that your opponent doesn't usually have. And also boards where if you have a pair or something, it's going to need some protection. You can call by worse. So that's generally what it's going to be. You're saying maybe not. Maybe it's the stack depth. I mean, don't threaten me with a good time. Hang on. I'll change it up right now. Last check. 9-8 deuce. Okay. So there is a tiny little bit of leading as you get down shorter. Here, see. But I mean, it is minuscule. You know, compared to you do fold the small blind, big line call, and it comes down like 5, 6, 7. Now, these are the boards. See the difference? So there you go. What should you do here? Wait. Let me scroll up and see real quick. Flush as well, yes sir, blah blah blah, more donker, blah blah blah, small blind leading boards, Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Where is Meatball's answer? There'll be no only spot for no thank you, man. Thank you, Meatball. That is true. All right, so Matt called, and Meatball, what are you doing? Meatball called, both calling. Yeah. Calling good here. Don't ever raise it. These dog leads are generally going to be flush draw and 9x, and then maybe something like 10s that get scared and weird. And so none of those are folding. Now you're bloating the pot out of position. They're not folding on the turn either, and things get really weird. So I think this is a pure call. Let's find out.
This is a neat spot because when the small blind leads, at least in GTO world, they're saying they have a bit of a range and a nut advantage. However, I think when most people in the small blind lead, they either have a high equity draw, like straight flush draw or something, which I'm crushed by, or they have some sort of made hand, probably one that's vulnerable, like just a 9.
Yep.
So against the high equity draws, I obviously don't want to raise, and I cannot fold because I'm getting great odds in position, and clearly a 5 would be very good for me. And probably a 10 too, because they're probably not leading with a whole lot of queen jacks, although maybe they are. And against the 9s, if I raise, they may just not fold. So I think the only viable option in this spot is to call. If I am going to raise, I'm going to make it 3,500. We're not going to make it 7,000, because if you make it 7,000, yeah, they may fold a 9, but if they have a high equity draw, or if they just happen to lead with a set or 2 pair, I'm just going to torch my money because they're going to rip it in on me. We turn to 10. That's good. And the opponent bets 2,000 into 4,900.
Interessante.
Should we fold, call, raise to 5,000, or raise to 7,000?
Interessante. Hey, Punk, thanks, buddy. I mean, this is funny. This is their 40 Ounce to Freedom album cover. And I've owned that album, like the CD, 20 some odd times. I've probably had like 5 or 6 different versions of this shirt over the last 30 years, too. I love it, though. It's one of those ones that's like so worn and thin that it's like it's crazy soft. It's like tissue paper. Love this shirt, man. I love this shirt. Well, there's a flame shirt. You see, there's ones that I wear all the time. You see them. All right. Matt calling. Ashes raising. Fuck yeah, the sucker end. Nah. The sucker end would be if this was like, 9, 8, 10 jack. This is still good. We like this. This is real good. 7 for Carter. 5 for Mario. Gwen Luke. Raising. Hollywood raising. Harley raising. Big City double flush draw. Now we raise the 7s as contrast. Been waiting for it. Hi, Kitty. What's up, dude? 7K. Just hold the as Queen Jack. Shit. You're Jonathan Rich. You're just going to bust the main event. Tis what it be. Feels like we locked up equity. I think we tried position a lot, like 90% of equity. This is my key. Go 7K. For deep stacked. Christ, I hope he doesn't re-raise. I don't give a fuck if he re-raises. Push the flush draw out. Matt said call. Meatball said raise, right? Pretty sure. Before I say any spoilers. Yes. Matt said call. Meatball said raise. So yeah, I mean, we don't really want to push the flush draw out. What we want to do is give them a bad price. All right, I think that's a common misconception from a lot of people that you hear. Like, you want to charge the draw, but you don't want to push the draw out. We want worse to call. We definitely want worse to call. So, but we definitely, I don't think we want to give free equity here with Factor Clubs getting their hand hearts. I mean, I would definitely be raising, and we are in position, so it would be probably between 5 and 7. If I had to choose here, I'd choose 7. I normally would go 6 because we're in position here. Kitty, quiet. So yeah, I mean, I would do that. I think I would always raise. All right, Meatball raising and Maddie calling. Let's find out.
So we lose to Queen Jack, but I think when most people bet small for 2,000 into 4,900, they usually don't have a straight at this point. I think most of the time now, when the opponent does bet again, they're going to be very tilted towards marginal made hands. I would not be shocked to see a hand like Jack 10. I think that's certainly reasonable. Any flush draw, I think makes sense. Any hand like maybe even a 9 with a queen or a jack or a 7 makes sense. So against that range, I think we just want to raise, right? Because we're crushing all the marginal made hands now. And the draws all have decent equity. So I think we want to raise, and we want to raise decently large. If we go to 5,000, notice the draws should call, right? They're getting excellent odds to call in the spot, which is not good. You want to make a size where the opponent's being charged a relatively large amount, ideally an amount that they should not be calling. So I like 7,000 in this scenario. I don't think we want to call in the spot, by the way. The board does contain 2 flush draws that we are super vulnerable against. So I think calling is out of the question, especially against a small bet. If the opponent bet 4,000 on the turn, I'd be way more inclined to call, because then they could just be having the queen jack. And they're also not giving themselves such a great price with a draw. But when they do bet 2,000, they're giving themselves excellent odds when they do have a flush draw and or straight draw. We do raise to 7. You may ask, what happens if they go all in on you? Oh my god, I'd be sick. I'd probably just fold, assuming the opponent's not loose, aggressive, and battling. That's okay, right? I mean, again, most people in the World Series main event especially, or any tournament, they're not trying to go broken because this is a big experience for them. Most people aren't going to risk their stack without a really good hand. So if we do get jammed on here, I think it is reluctantly a fold.
Woo!
Although I'm sure in GTO world, you're probably supposed to call it off.
Never in GTO world.
All right, anyway, opponent does call, which is great. River's a jack of hearts, and the opponent checks. Do we get to go for value? Should we check, bet 2,000, bet 9,000, or bet 18,000?
Oh, now what do we do? Now it's the sucker end contrast. Now it's definitely the sucker end. Not folding you a jam. Not even in the main, huh? Check, says Meatball. Check, says Matt. Check, 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 check. I don't see a bet out there yet. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's true, Hollywood. It's only better is calling check. You have the non-fungible end of the straight. We have no funge in this end of the with this end of the straight. It's no funge. Yeah. Cool. Looks as third pot. All right. So. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what Cool Hand Luke's doing. And the truth is I've seen, I think, one sim ever that I could think of where we have a small bet in position. Like almost always, like there's a lot of these little caveats and rules and little tricks, I guess, in the game. Like I said, like you almost always 3-bet 3x in position and 4x out of position, shit like that. There's almost never donk leads from the small blind, but you see them a lot on the big blind with the 3-liner boards that are under a 10. Right? Shit like that. Generally speaking, one of those things. And sometimes those things conflict and you have to pick which rule you're going to follow. Which rule supersedes the other one. But in this case, generally speaking, we don't have any small bets in position. Like that show. You have a lot of small bets out of position. Like the small blind should be donking with a small bet a lot. Right? But in position, we almost never have a small bet. Would you small bet here with a queen? Right? Like, would you small bet here with a flush? Probably not, right? BBZ calls a tension between theories. I like that. That's a good way to explain it. Those guys are smart, man. I studied with one of their coaches, Northpaw. Shout out to Northpaw. Yeah, so I don't think so. I think we probably have to check here. Betting and getting raised is just horrible. Although I do think the guy who leads on the flop is probably going to lead the river with the flush or the straight. Just seems like that kind of guy. We are most likely going to be facing something like Jack 10 here, I think. If I'm honest. So yeah, I think we check. I can't. I can't see a reason to bet. Let's find out.
This is a very bad river for us. We now chop with any 7. I don't think we're against a whole lot of 7s, though. We lose to a queen, and we can definitely be against queen 9.
Certainly.
Maybe queen 10. Stuff like that. We also lose to heart flushes, and obviously the opponent could have a heart flush. So I think I'm actually going to be pretty cautious on this river in general. If I had a queen by itself, would I value bet? I think that's probably close, because what are we trying to get called by? We're trying to get called by a set, right? Or 2 pair. And yeah, they could have lots of sets in 2 pairs, but they may not even call on this super duper draw heavy board. So I think I'm probably supposed to not even value bet a queen. Maybe you can justify a medium bet of 9,000 against a queen, or with a queen if your opponent is kind of calling stationy, or if you have an insane image. But beyond that, I don't even think we can value bet a queen here. Just check. We're not going to bet tiny, by the way. In position, we basically are never going to bet tiny because we reopen the action. Yeah, if your opponent's never going to bluff you, then maybe you can just bet 3,000 and extract 3,000 or a value for free from 2 pairs and maybe even 1 pair. But you just don't want to open the door because you are going to get check raised sometimes, and that would be an absolute disaster. So let it go check. And we beat Jack 9. And, going back to the flop, the opponent did lead. Top pair bad kicker.
Always.
They kept betting the turn with pair plus draw, which I think even said they could have that. And then on the river,
Certainly value bet a queen.
Well,
Absolutely.
they check. I don't know if they're going to pay us off if we bet, but it's not worth going for the bet in the spot because they could easily have a queen, and they could easily have a flush.
There you go. Meatball coming in with a motherfucking swish in the house. Meatball. Oh my goodness. Matt, you did a good job. You grief the what was it? The call. The call with all the draws was the grief. Otherwise, and it might be my fault because I was like the most aggressive guy in Canada, and then he found a call instead of a raise. I feel like in game he probably would have raised. Nice one. Oh, you didn't do a bad job. You had one street where you made a mistake. Everything else was great. 2 10s and an 8. 2 10s and an 8 will win you at the tables. That's for sure. Damn, this sun is it. Do you see this hitting me right in the fucking face? And I have like these blinds, and then there's like a dome window above the blinds, and the sun's coming right through the dome, right into my eye. Jesus Christ. Yee. All right, that should work. There we go. We got the deflector on. All right, guys, great job. Great fucking job. All right, we need a new keyword. A true meatball. It's time to get the hell out of here. The keyword is blind. Keyword is blind, and we'll pick 2 more winners to compete for the $5. The second. That's why he's the second most aggressive, B-Money. If it was set halves, he would have raised 100%. But since it was Matt, he had some call in his game. The math adds up. Is that working? That is indeed working. While you guys are doing that, he would have raised the flop, though. Agreed. All right, I'm going to pick a quiz while you guys are doing this. Sometimes it's a legend. I think we're probably going to do Affleck and then solver practice and then kind of see where the time's at. I think that's the play. All right, that's what we're going to do. 21, 22. Affleck been doing all these short stack quizzes lately. We'll get good at our short stack game. Affleck should do Affleck commercials. Affleck! Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll get Affleck on the stream. I should give him a call. He hasn't been on here in a little while. The other Canadians call me a nit. That's so funny. Cash is dead. Long good grips. I was hanging out with him. What were we talking? We were hanging out Monday? Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. We were chilling. Affleck stream would be sick. Yeah, we've had him on a number of times. That said, if you want to check out any of those streams that we've done in the past, with me and Sixes, which is what most of the time is, and then with any of our guests, we've had a lot of awesome guests. We've had Faraz Jaka, we've had Affleck a number of times. We have Justin Saliba, number 7 on the GPI right now, a number of times. We've had Greg Raymer, main event champion. Jesse Sylvia, main event runner-up. We've had almost every streamer you can think of. Ben Andrew, Lappy, Lango, JWK. We've had, God, so many. Up the wazoo. I know I'm blanking on a ton of them. We've had M. Jarvis a number of times. We've had, so check those out, man. Check those out. Got any plans for the upcoming circuit events? There's some online ones. I was actually saying today. There's actually, I live in Las Vegas, and so I haven't had Peter on. I actually haven't had Peter on. But anyways, today, yeah, there's a $500 online bracelet event that I think I'm gonna probably play today. What we've been talking about. I usually don't play Saturdays, but I might play that and watch the UFC. And just one table and watch the UFC. That might be my plan for the Saturday. All right, let's draw the winners. Winner number 1, Mr. Monkey, here for the exploits. Monkey on the main screen. Winner number 2, ba-bang, it's Poker Shark, legend of the global streets. All right, we'll have Shark on the side screen. We'll have Monkey on the main screen. Let's get better.
All right, in this hand we have Queen 9 of diamonds. We have 15, 16 big blinds here, and the cutoff, it folds to us. Should we fold, call, raise to 2 big blinds, or go all in?
All right, we got, 15 bigs and Queen 9 suited. And do we raise, fold, call, or limp, or go all in? No ICM. I don't believe so. He would have specified. Everybody min raising. Shark all in, Carter all in, min raise, Matt all in. He's like, he ain't gonna catch me getting passive again. He's jamming. Pucks 2 bigs. Monkey in for 2 bigs. Harley says limping is pimping. Nah. Nah. Didn't see the BB. Yeah, so we have 15.6 bigs. It looks like it's kind of hard to see with the doohickey here. I think this is a GTO shove. I think this is a GTO shove. Yeah, Matt doesn't limp. Matt does not limp. Toe does not limp either. No limp kick. Damn, this fucking new dashboard. When did they update this dashboard? This shit is all kind of crazy and different. They even got the Discord shit on here, way at the bottom, but it's here. This is yeah, this is cool. Multi-part series, courses, quizzes, cash game. Where's the like? Oh, you know what they don't have is like the webinar series schedule. Where's the webinar schedule? Quizzes, tournament quizzes, classes. Those are previous classes, tournament classes, featured courses. Oh, that's weird. They don't have the webbies. Queen Eye mixes very little. Queen Jack 2, Queen 10 set is a jam at 15. Are you sure? Like, I generally don't have a jam at this stack depth. Especially like outside of the blinds and occasionally on the button. I actually don't have a jam at this stack depth. So I am double checking myself right now. To make sure that I am not crazy. I would min raise this 100% at 15 bigs, 16 bigs. And not have a jam at this stack depth at all. I could be wrong though. I was wrong once. No, 15 bigs, cut off, R5. Oh no, Chart's got some jams here, 15 bigs. I do not. Some of these make sense. Here's a chart, guys. The dark red is jam. These are very common bluffs. These are very common hands that are best, get called by worse, and can't really withstand a flop. These are things that I would never find. And then suited paid. Queen nine sided not really in there for the spoiler. A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, 12 we get a lot more jams. Let me see as a comparison this chart here. Cut off. Yeah, very similar to the GTO Wizard charts. I mean, it's pretty much the same range for the most part. So yeah, there's some jams. There is some jams. I think all you guys who were up here, Monkey and Shark, were both min raising. Nope, Shark went all in. All right, so Monkey on the main screen with 2, Shark all in on the side screen. Let's do it. All in, 8 points.
This is a pretty clear raise fold with Queen 9 of diamonds. I think it's too weak to be risking 15, 16 big blinds. We're a little too deep. So shoving's not really a great option. Calling is probably a pretty good option. The hand's too strong to fold, so therefore it's between like call and raise to 2 big blinds. I don't play a limping strategy. There's a lot of good players that do, and it is a viable option here once you get short stacked because the risk of raising and getting shoved on is so high. But I'm just going to default to my normal here, raise to 2 big blinds for those reasons. The button calls, and we get 2 folds, and we get 10-9-5, 2 diamonds on the flop. Should we check, bet 1.5, bet 3 big blinds, or go all in?
I know what I'm doing. Oh, we don't play limp. Yeah, I don't play limp strat either. Don't. 1.5 C bet from Mr. Matt. Shark again all in. Shark has jammed his hand twice already. We haven't gotten to the turn. Monkey loves check shove. Check for punk. Check for pucks. Check for Mario. Check for Monkey. Oh, this button I called, right? Get the solver ready while you guys are doing your thing. I know what I'm doing here. 10 of diamonds, 9 of heart, 5 of diamonds. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. 75 cent, 25 cent. Big bet says cool hand, Luke. 1.5 for Mario. Shark is all in. Check. Out of position check. With a question mark for Joey. 80% check deep. I don't know what this stack does, says Monkey. What is the global frequency at this stack depth? I'm going to tell you, Esprit, because I know the answer to this. This is one of the most griefed spots in poker. Right here. In general. One of the most griefed spots ever. This is a leak that I had for decades that I didn't even know I had until a few years back. This is a few years back now. But a few years back, I was actually... I don't remember if I was studying with Affleck or this is when I was getting coached by Affleck. But Affleck and I were hanging out for short, and he was like, Toe. Sixes was there too, actually. And he's like, Toe, Sixes, you guys got a leak here in this cutoff versus button spot. And this is what's up with this position. And actually, that conversation was what inspired me to get Pio, and start running my own sims. I was like, what? And so I started running this spot, cutoff versus button, at all these different stack depths, 500 flops per stack depth. And that's how I started my Pio. My solver journey was started with this spot. Spot we're in all the time. And, all right, so it looks like, let me make sure. Monkey was checking and Shark was all in. We're good. So, global frequency, this spot, cutoff versus button at pretty damn much all stack depths. I mean, you're checking this spot out of position about 80% of the time with like 80% of your range. Depending on the situation, it could be even more than that. But on the slow side, it's like 80% of the time across all stack depths. And you can see here, we're checking 95.3% of the time. There's a little bit with jacks because jacks need some protection. A little bit with kings, they can use a little bit of protection. Ace 4 with the ace of diamonds is a weird one that no one's ever going to find. And like, that's it, man. Yeah, it's like 80% of check out of position. Like, you should just, if you pure checked cutoff versus button, you wouldn't be too far off. The occasional differences ones, it's kind of like multi-way, Matt, where like you always check in the middle, right? Almost. Except for if you have like, I don't know, queens on a jack 9-8 two-tone board or something, right? Where like it's really wet and you need protection. Ace queen on, you know, queen 10 7 2 hearts or something, right? Yeah, we're checking out of position. I mean, you check a lot out of position in general, and the general rule for c betting out of position: the earlier you open, the later you call, the more we c bet. So if you're under the gun and get called by the button, you have a lot of c bets out of position because your range is condensed and you have a lot of strong hands in it. When it's middle versus middle, things get a little weird, and then when it's like cutoff versus button, late position versus late position, it's like almost pure check out of position. Pure check. And a lot of it makes sense, right? Like, you're going to get floated a lot, right? And then you're going to get floated a lot, and now you're in a bloated pot, out of position. And even if you have top pair, like, does it hold? What do you do when you get called? Shit gets really weird and awkward. Yeah, and since you're checking so much of stuff like this, you have to check your good stuff, too, to balance it out, basically. All right, monkey checking. And I mean, even deep. I mean, this was 17 bigs. I mean, you could see. Oh, I mean, a little more when you're deeper. Things like queen jack because you want to try and stack them. Damn, this is funny because I would actually be pure checking this too. I would be checking this too much. But again, like kings that need some protection, queens that need protection, jacks need some protection. At 17 bigs, we don't really give a fuck because we can just go broke. Like, we're just pushing our pair, right? But when we're deep, these things need more protection. So that makes more sense. I'm definitely griefing this a little bit. Yeah, I mean, cutoff versus button, if you're going to study something, that is like one of the first places you should study. Another one, like blind versus blind, this is a spot, since we're here, that everyone always messes up. In the 100 bigs deep, when you're in the small blind, what your strategy is, how many of you guys are raising aces? 100 bigs deep in the small blind. Look at this. You're just limping range for the most part. Look at limping aces, limping kings, limping ace king. Nobody does this except for me. Sixes, Affleck. It's another spot everyone's grieving. If you want two magic spots, deep stack, small blind, and cutout versus button. There's some good homework for you guys. All right, cool. We're checking here. We're all in on the other side. Let's find out.
While we have a pretty strong range, the button also has a really strong range. Pretty good spot for the button here to flat call with like aces and kings. So we really only have an advantage around like queens and jacks. We do have some like king 10, ace 10, queen 10, jack 10 type hands. The button might not have the offsuit hands. However, the button's range when they call is just always going to be tighter than our range and more condensed. Therefore, we tend to do a lot of checking when we're in the cutoff versus the button. And that's like just a good baseline to start with. Like out of position, c betting, you want to be checking a lot because the caller's range is always going to be stronger, or at least more condensed and tighter. We're raising with like 25% of hands here because we're shoving some hands. They're going to be calling with like 8 or 10% of hands, so they're going to have the range advantage on a lot of flops. So my default is always just to kind of start with a check here. It is a good flop for us if you want to bet small, bet 1.5. Sure, not a big deal. And we face this 3 big blind bet. Do we want to fold, call, raise to 6.5 big blinds, or go all in?
That's where things get a little interesting. That's for sure. True monkey that things change, like, right? Change the ranges a little bit, the whole sim goes to hell, right? And so, but the thing is if they're wider, then I think we probably check more, right? Because they're going to have more draws in position and more marginal hands in position, which makes me want to check more, I would think. Let us laugh so hard up the answer with C-Bet. Never going to happen. Matt is never going to make a mistake here. This is the spot he showed me. Like, he's never going to make a mistake here. PokerShark says I suck at this, but listen, this is for PokerShark and for everybody else. We always say this, right? Like, it's okay to get these wrong. It's okay to, like, get these way wrong. Like, all that's good. And, like, it's all about getting better. And if you don't know, you don't know. But now you get these little nuggets of information, right? And your game just gets stronger and stronger and stronger as you progress. And we always say, like, if you're going to fuck something up, fuck it up here where it's free, right? And then go out in the streets and make that money. So, yeah, no shame. No shame at all. All about getting better. All right, what do I do here? I'm a little conflicted at this part, if I'm honest. Now I want to check raise all in. This is Meatball. All in for Shark. All in. Shark spit all in. 3 or 4 times in his hand. I've lost count. Hollywood calling. I want to go in, but Affleck is smarter than me, and he will do something different. Call for Harley. Pran just jamming. DJ Spicy just calling. Welcome. Monkey jamming. All right. Monkey's all in. Shark all in again. Puck's calling. Carter calling. R Wild calling. What's our depth now? 13.5. It is hard to see this little timer thing. I can't get rid of it. It's just it's bad editing. 14 bigs-ish. I want to call marginal me takes priority over the draw in my mind. And Mario figures out the stack depth and rippy dippies. Yeah, Matt, you're right. Understanding that you have stuff to learn. Like, there's the learning model is something that's covered in the Mental Game of Poker by Jared Tendler. And it talks about tilt and all that kind of stuff, but it also talks about the learning model and how you learn anything. And there's a bunch of stages. I don't remember exactly how many stages, but the first stage is incompetence, right? You're bad. You don't know that you're bad. You don't know how to fix the fact that you're bad, right? That's everybody when they first start. Then there you go, 4 stages of the learning model. And then you go into a thing where you are conscious incompetence, right? And so now you realize how bad you are and realize that these are things that you need to improve on, right? And then there's competence, I believe, which is you kind of know what you got to do, but you got to think about it. It takes you a minute. You know, you'll sort it out most of the time. And then there's unconscious competence, which is where you just kind of know. Oh, conscious incompetence. There you go. You just kind of know on the fly. You know, when you're and you're like, oh, I already know what this is going to do all the way to the river. I already know I'm checking 80% of range, 80% of the time, that kind of stuff, right? And that's how it goes. It's inchworm effect, right? Great book, Jared Tendler, Mental Game of Poker. It's good. Check it out. So this is interesting. Oh, really? You're reading it again right now? Nice. Yeah, I have it somewhere. Actually, all my books are in the garage because I didn't have room for my bookshelves in this house. My last house, I had bookshelves all the way around the room with, like, all kind of trinkets and books. I have, like, every poker book ever written and shit. Yeah. I don't hate a check jam here. We have a combo draw. Up the wazoo and a pair and no chips, and we can push our pair versus this bet size, I think. I don't think we can ever raise a non-all-in size because that's just weird, and what happens when we brick turn, it's just weird. So it's call or jam. I think at this step depth, I would fucking jam. I think I would jam. I know Monkey jammed. And PokerShark definitely jammed. They've been all in every stage. All right, let's find out. Jam.
So I think a lot of people just get gung-ho and just sort of like, let's get it in, pair and a flush draw. But 10x is never folding, and it's kind of hard for the button to have a worse 9x hand. A good question to always ask yourself is like, what would I do if I had queen 9 without a flush draw? Well, you'd call. So this is a good way to have some flush draws in your check calling range because we like check shove.
Go all in 10 points, man. What are you doing?
Draws, some ace high flush draws, and these paired flush draws are going to be really good ones to just check call with.
Now I gotta
Keep
run
the
it in
bluffs.
the
We're
solver.
doing amazing against the
Figure out
bluffs.
what's going on.
And then the
Hang
value
on.
range is never folding. We're doing still fine against the value range. However, our hand can always call the turn.
I'm on it.
There's no bad turn card. So just check call.
We're gonna have to go to support.
Ace of hearts on the turn. Should we check? Should we bet 3 big blinds, or should we go all in?
Give me a second, Meatball. I'm figuring it out. We're going to the solver. We're going to the solver, folks, to see where the foo bar is. Check. Button bet. Kind of big, right? Half pot-ish. Queen 9 suited of diamonds. Pure raising. If he goes small. If he goes small, solver is 60-40 call versus jam. When he sizes up to 55, and in this game he actually went 50. We pure jam. And this is somewhere in the middle. This is why I push pre. Yeah, but you don't want to do that, man. You could back out of here or like, you know, not hit an ace on turn. Like, we don't want to. Oh, show the solve, sure. Queen 9 suited, you can see here. Just pure raising. 33% click it. 65% jam it. This is versus a 55% bet. If you go to 33, then it's like 60-40 call versus jam. Joey's right. Don't push to avoid post-flop situations. At these stack depths, yeah. Post-flop is where all of the money is. All the money in this game is playing people post-flop. Either capitalizing on their mistakes or getting out of the way when you should. All the money in this game is post-flop. All right, now we are in a fucked up spot, right? Did we get answers from everybody? Ash is checking. Yeah, so I don't see an answer from Monkey or Shark. Shark's checking. Shark found a check. We got a bad card, found a check. Yeah, I can't see why we would ever check, call, flop, bet, ace, turn. It's not a great card. I don't know why. We have showdown value. This has got to be a check. Let's not linger too long.
My first reaction was this is actually probably a decent card for us. We should have more ace-x in the button. However, if you start to think about it, though, is we're actually going to fold a lot of our ace-highs on the flop, check fold, and the button's going to like bet with some ace-highs on the flop. So it's probably just as likely the button's going to have ace-high compared to us. It's probably a pretty neutral card. That being said, our hand is just...
Hang on, I got to pause it for a second. Oh, that's so funny. I was going to say, Prayan, you want to do your first ban as moderator, or you want me to get it? You could feel the power, but he just was in there and got it. So we'll go back to our regular viewing program.
We have third pair here. We don't need to bluff with it. We can always call a bet even if they shove. So I think checking is the best option here. And our opponent checks back. 7 hearts on the river. Should we check, bet 3 big blinds, or go all in?
Shit. I was distracted by the schmuck who came in here and tried to sell some shit. So, did he go check on the turn? 60-40 call versus jam with this hand, Mario, versus a small bet. And then always raising it versus the big bet because we have so much equity. All right, so our wild checking here. The 1BB disrespect blocker bet from Pucks. Check for ashes. Check. It did go check on the turn. Cool. Then I know what I'm doing. Monkey said, I don't think we have enough room to block bet, so check. Check for Shark. Straights get there. Flushes get there. Indeed. Are you ever ahead here? Think we are dead. Check. Think we are too weak to block bet. Interesting. Check for your Joey. Check fold for Matt. Block bet for Luke. Check call small. Although technically we should not have faced small bets in position from an in-position player. Talked about that in the last quiz, right? Is villain ever this checking the turn with a flush draw? Yes. Is villain ever checking a pair ace on the turn? No, I don't think so. Those are valid thoughts. Check decide. Ruh-roh. Check and then non-committing to whatever might happen. S pair has too low to block, says Matt. Check fold for B money. Terrible run out. Ash is leading check fold. We never get called by worse when we block bet. That is a caveat to block betting. That is a caveat to block betting. Check fold for Napoleon. Check and pray. The old check pray. All right, I think, shit. What did Monkey do? Monkey probably checked, if I know him. Yeah, I checked. God, everything in my body wants to block bet this one blind like pucks just to not get owned. Cost me nothing. Just buy it. Everything in my body wants to do that. I hate checking. If we check, you have to fold. Pretty close to any bet size, right? We have third pair here. But the caveat is that if we are going to block bet, we need to be able to get called by worse, and it's pretty hard to get called by a worse 9 when there's an ace, a 10, straights, and backdoor flushes got there. So I guess we check fold. I mean, he doesn't give the option for 1BB, but 1BB is could 1BB be a massive mistake? I'm putting it in the solver. Hang on. Yeah, it's 100% check. What's the EV on 1BB? Ah, quarter of a blind less. That's substantial. All right, check. All right, check. Let's do it.
Pretty clear check here, and our hand is just a kind of a clear bluff catcher. That doesn't mean we always call. It's just in the bluff catching category. It's not strong enough to value bet. We probably need a 10 to value bet. Maybe
definitely the second best option.
Blind, with 9x here, but it's just so hard to get called by worse. I think we're just going to be doing a lot of, most of our 10x check shoves. It's probably like ace-x, backdoor hearts, and like some straights that want to be doing some shoving here. And doing a lot of checking here. Maybe some big bets all in and not a lot of small bets. Goes check, which is good. And, we lose the minimum against king 10 instead of just ripping it in on the flop. That's one of the reasons we just want to call the flop.
King 10. Yeah, the EV on ripping was almost a full blind less. It was a considerable amount. Unshowable amount. This was a good quiz. Super good quiz. And like contest thing, just switches left and right. That's a switch for Monkey. Holy shnikes. And then Shark said he was terrible at this and got 4 10s and an 8. So that is pretty good for someone who's terrible at this. 4 10s and an 8. That was a close ass fucking battle, guys. That was a close battle. Yeah, this was a great quiz. I really like this quiz. I really like this quiz a lot. All right. Keyword, this might be the last one, depending on how long. Well, it's solver practice, so it's probably going to be the last one, because this one's going to be hard and have a lot to talk about. Keyword. Yeah, Monkey took W with Swish. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 to 48 was the total score. Sub to my channel, absolutely, Mr. Monkey. That is easy for me to do. Give me 1 sec. Let me put the keyword in, and then you guys can do that while I'm doing this. Keyword is swish, since that seems to be the theme of the day. River was check fold there, DJ. Yes. You got it. You got it. We don't have we can't get called by worse. Gift sub. Poor sixes. Poor sixes. Gift 1 sub. Wait. Gift to a specific viewer. Gift 1 to Monkey. May I? There they are. Gift 1 sub. Pay the man his money. Sixes abandoned us. Nah. Pocket fives has to play football. Pocket fives got to play football. Alright, cool. Alright, so you guys are doing that. I'm gonna pick the solver practice quiz. And we are off and running. Six went to the store for a pack of smokes. That's funny and sad. All right. All right, let's draw the winners here. Hey, R Wild up on the main screen. Do I play the Dennis and Aria win? Not generally, because I'm agoraphobic and don't leave the house. Half of that is true. I don't leave the house. I'm not agoraphobic, but I like those are pretty decent tournaments. Both those tournaments. However, like I can play 20 tournaments online in my underwear, and that always seems to override the one daily for the day. I play them every once in a blue moon. I play a decent amount during the series. I believe the Win has a series coming up in December with the. It's like the main event is like a 40 million guarantee or something. I'll be playing some of the smaller events there for sure. Your dad was trying to convince you to play live cash. You should go play live cash with your dad. That sounds like an amazing time. Yeah, WPT December. Yeah. I think Sixes is coming out here for that too. So I'll be playing that. And then there's the NAPT at the Resorts World. I was thinking about playing some of the smaller events there too. Fighting live tournaments, yeah. I mean, yes, live is cool, but like the Aria Daily and the Win Dailies are actually pretty decent. But in general, you go to play like the South. Oh, you guys don't know Vegas very well, but South Point's one of like the off-strip, more local casinos. To go play the South Point fucking daily, spend $100 to win $3K and have it chopped 7 ways is hell. It's just fucking hell. So, but the Aria and Win dailies are actually pretty decent. I think I saw Ebony won one not too long ago, and it was like, oh god, I think I want to say it was like 15 or 18K up top or something. A lot of players are worse. You like the social of live as well? Yeah, that's cool. Playing live is fun, but I kind of look like a woman, so no one takes me seriously? The fuck? That's a funny statement. Oh, that's funny. What the fuck? Did we pick a second? No, I got distracted. Fuck. R Wild against DJ Spicy. New member comes to the stream and bang. Gets put up on the hot seat. I like people to be more exploitative. Live players are worse. That's absolutely true. Live players are worse. I mean, there's pluses and minuses. Live players are worse, hands down. It is the softest form of poker and probably will be forever. Hands down, no question. The social side of things are awesome. Matt, you got me giggling about that again. All that's great. You got to be careful when you're selecting which live games to play because, like I said, some of those dailies are some bullshit. And some of those dailies are pretty good. And then playing during a series is almost always going to be pretty good. The other thing is it's really hard to get volume. That 40K was one of those ACR all-day late reg 12-hour tournament, super tough field. Nice, buddy. Super nice. That was a really tough one, man. Yeah, so anyways, you got to be careful because some of them are bullshit, some of them are great. The ones during the series are pretty good. The other thing is getting volume is pretty hard. The other thing, too, is, like, live is expensive, man. Like, for the $600 buy-in daily at Aria or win, whatever, like, I could play, 5 or 6 tournaments for that price at home. Not have to pay for gas, not have to pay for food, not have any wear and tear on the car, and all those other little things, right? So it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. I think you got to be careful and stay in your underwear, which, like I'm not even wearing pants right now. What happens below the camera isn't anyone's business, right? So, yeah. So, like I said, as long as your game selection is good and your bankroll management is correct, then there's a lot of good things that can happen live. I don't even know what the rake is on the dailies. Zoom interviews. All right, guys. We got DJ and R Wild. We got R Wild on the main screen. We got DJ on the second screen. Let's get this party started. Start listening to my bullshit.
Under the gun, 7 raises. We are in the cutoff. What is the worst hand that should be 3-bet here most of the time?
All right, guys. We got to be careful. We're doing solver practice, so you're gonna see your hand here, whatever. The hand usually isn't gonna matter. The question is when we're in the cutoff versus a raise from under the gun, what is the worst hand that we should 3-bet here most of the time? Oh, that's funny. Cold showers. That's a thing, and that's been a thing for a while. It's so funny. God, it was like just a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And Justin Saliba and Matt Affleck were talking to me. And I'm like, Toe, this cold shower thing is great. You got to do this cold shower thing. And Six is like, I'm going to do the cold shower thing. Yeah. And it's hell at first, but it really, like, shocks your senses, wakes you up. You feel invigorated at the end of it. You got to do the cold shower thing. I was like, what? Like, how much equity is in the cold fucking shower? So I'm like, all right, fine. I try the cold shower trick. Dude, that shit sucks. Fuck a cold shower. I don't give a fuck. How much equity are we talking about? Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. But a lot of the big pros are doing it, which is really funny. And then it was only a couple of months ago where I was hanging out with Justin. And I don't remember how it came up because it was random. And I was like, Justin, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're winning all this money. You got all these fucking championships, 2 bracelets, all these things. Tell me the truth, man. Like, how much did cold showers contribute to this? And he's like, dude, cold showers, fucking 25%. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. 25%. I still don't, man, that motherfucker won $1 million in January alone. Is 25% worth the cold shower? Maybe. Fucking maybe. All right. Suited 9 blessed person in the position. King 9 suited, says Monkey. Yeah, I think all these hands 3-bet on some small frequency, but it's which hand gets 3-bet the most. In Canada, we don't even have warm showers. That's funny. 25% more EV for taking a cold shower. It's true. Seriously, jump into the ocean. Oh, you think it's more about getting good at doing things you don't want to do? That's actually an interesting thought there. Tisn't. I never really thought about it that way, but that's a really interesting point. There might be some truth to that. It's really interesting. What's funny is that I don't really have that issue. Like, you guys know my schedule, right? Like, I am constantly working. And I'm really good about it. I'm one of those guys that, like, never hits the snooze button. I'm pretty close to never. I realized I was 10 minutes late today getting out of bed. So this might feel like some bullshit. But in general, 99% of the time, I'm the guy who doesn't hit the snooze button. And I'm a believer that when the alarm goes off, you get up, you take 2 steps, and now you're awake. You're not getting back into bed anyway. So just get up and take those 2 steps and start your day. So I'm definitely one of those. Living in the desert is fun. Take cold showers because you go outside. That's true during the summer. I would say that. Lukewarm. Let's go lukewarm. Can we do lukewarm? Does it have to be cold? 25% zero is still zero praying. I like that. Who's late to the stream most days? Nah. And when we are late, listen, I'm going to be a snitch, and I'm going to snitch behind his back. But 99% of the time we're late, it's because we're on Six's time. That motherfucker's always late. He's always late. You can't get a cold shower in Vegas? That's true. Everything's hot. It's a mental thing of doing something you don't want to do, and it's good for the immune system. Yeah, look, I think all those are very valid points. And that is the best shower take I've heard. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you know what's funny? They used to start at noon Eastern, 11 Central, right? They used to start at that time, and then we were always fucking late, right? Sixes was always late. And for me, that's 9 a.m. For Sixes, it's noon. Always late. And then we're like, well, we'll push it to 12:15, and that'll be better, right? And then now, we start at 12:20. Like, we're still late. It's always Sixes time. All right. Anyways, you guys got me ranting today. Vegas is PST. It's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. Contrast says, hell no, I eat, pack the bong, shower, chill on the balcony, gazing at the water, etc. Get up, clear your brain. That's funny. Contrast and I are like brothers. I have not heard of that being an issue, Monkey. See, praying, now you're right. What we do is like that trick of setting the clock back. Although I never really understood like the people who set the clock back 5 minutes or whatever, because then you just know it's 5 minutes. You always know you're lying to yourself, right? And so does that really help? I don't know if that really helps. We're saying we should do bet here. It's either King Queen or Ace Jack for sure. Most of the time. Ooh, King 9 suited's a different one. Trying to think. We're 50 bigs deep versus early raise. I want to say it's King Queen O. King 9 suited might be in there. King 9 suited might be in there. Ace 7 suited is dog shit. Get that fucker out of here. King 9 suited is one of those weird island hands that 3-bets a lot. I always tend to flat it more, but it does 3-bet a lot. King Queen O flats a lot. Ace Jack O flats a lot on the cutoff. Maybe it is King 9 suited. Maybe it is. Who's the contestants? R Wild. Let's see what R Wild said. We got to scroll way up. R Wild and DJ. King 9 suited for DJ. I see you. And R Wild says A7. Cool. All right. A7 on the main screen. King 9 on the side screen. Let's find out. Yep, King 9.
It's King 9 suited.
King
which
9's
should
that
be
island
3-bet about 90% of the time. Make sure that you guys are hitting all of these 3-bets. They're going to be too easy to play against, especially against other
King
good
9 the island, like we said.
players. Ace 10 off, mostly 3-bet. Ace deuce, ace 3, ace 6, King 9.
What's up, Beats?
And some King Jack, all 3
It's Odin answering, so it's wrong.
Either 50% or more pre-flop here.
King 9 is one of those magic hands that like
If you don't three
three
bet
bets a
pre-flop,
lot.
you're not going to have enough bluffs post-flop, and you're going to be easy to play against. Also, if you don't three bet enough pre-flop, people can just open relentlessly. So we call. Checks to us. What is the worst value hand that is mostly played as a bet here on the flop?
Yeah, Odin is the solver. I just put the link in there that James likes to use. I believe that's the one Fedor's behind, right? Correct me if I'm wrong there. I think that's the one Fedor's behind, right? And I put the link in there if you guys want to check it out. I don't have a promo code for it. However, I like GTO Wizard and Preflop Academy better, personally. DTO is coming up. DTO is another one that's coming up. And the cool thing about DTO is... Here's a link to that one. I'm finding it. Is that they have just recently released multi-way spots in their solves, and how much is this one? I don't even know. Multi-way and multi-way trainer. Ultimate coming soon. Light description. How much is it? Recognize 800 spots available. 10 more spots coming, but not a lot of spots. It's very limited at the moment, and it's $500 a year, $50 a month. So there you go. All right, what is the worst value hand that is mostly played as a bet here? Ace 10, King 10, Jacks or Queens. Whoa, like a few of these answers seem pretty good to me. Oh, the new GTO, is that GTO Wizard, RWow? Jack says beats. Should I abandon GTO Wizard for DTO? I don't think DTO is quite ready. I think they're starting to get into that, and they're beating the market at getting into the multi-way stuff, which is a good thing for them. But the sims are far and few and not very... It's not a very complete library yet. The question is that... well, we didn't 3-bet pre in this exact scenario there, Meatball. But so I think it's versus a call. No, GTO was with the AI. Yeah, it is good. I have it. It is dope. It's really cool. I have GTOW with the AI. It's really cool that you can change all those solves on the fly. It's pretty amazing, actually. And it's much more... it's like a complete library versus DTO that doesn't have all of the multi-way sims. They have a few specific ones at the moment. King 10 because we unblock his draws. King 10 for Shark. I saw up there, I didn't comment, but Contrast was talking about how he got one wrong on a quiz before, and I'm calling bullshit. I don't think Contrast has ever not switched in his life. Yeah, it's one of those things. You got to watch the market here. It changes, right? Like Pio, it's probably still king, right? But there's a lot of restrictions with Pio, right? You have to have a computer strong enough to solve. If you want to keep your sims, like I have over 60,000 sims, and so like I have to have a whole storage unit just to keep my sims because it's so much space, and it takes a lot of time to run sims and all of that, right? But that said, like with GTO Wizard with the AI, you need Pio less. It's not quite there because you can't node lock. Once you can node lock on GTO Wizard, it will take over. Do I think their days are numbered? I think their days are numbered if they don't figure out how to get the algorithm a little faster. And also, they got to get multi-way in there at some point, or they're going to get passed up. Or maybe Pio does something with AI, right? Because the greatest thing about the GTO Wizard with AI is like you can run a 100 blind sim, small blind versus big blind, limp check. So think about this: you're deep as fuck, you limped into small blind, so your range is wide as fuck, and you checked in the big blind, which means you have any two cards except for top of range, right? So you can run that sim in Pio, most computers, and I have a beast monster. This fucking thing cost me like $8,000 or something. Computer with a fuck ton of memory, and I can't run that sim on Pio. But with the GTO Wizard and the AI, you can run that sim with the widest ranges and the deepest stacks possible, and you can run it in under a minute. So that is pretty amazing. If you think Pio needs to update the interface, that would help a lot too, Ashes, make it more user-friendly. It's kind of like Poker Tracker 4, where it works well, and if you know how to work it, it's amazing, but it's not very intuitive. Post-flop ICM would be dope, because we make a lot of guesstimations in that area. Yeah, my computer setup is like almost 20 with the storage and all the monitors and stuff. But like, you got to realize too, like, it didn't always be that way, and like you have to reinvest in yourself, right? Like my life is on the computer, playing poker and coaching and all that stuff, right? So I need all the tools and the computer to handle all this stuff. And because I have the poker business, you know, like I have my stable of, right now it's like 15 guys, and the poker coaching job and the playing, like I reinvested in myself. So it all came out. I won it all. I won all this stuff, right? Yeah, so thank you, Global, for all this cool stuff in my house. All right, so anyways, what hand are we betting here the most? Jackson Queens were the first thing that came to my mind. And Ace 10. King 10, I think, could check some. Ace 10 is a hand that needs a lot of protection. Jackson Queens on 10 high boards tend to bet and size up pretty fucking often. Queens a little less because they need slightly less protection. So Jacks now is the main target. So for me, it's between Jack and Ace 10. And I think they're pretty fucking close. So this is a really hard question. This is a really, really hard question. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Like we're already past 11. Sorry, guys. You get a lot. I don't have sixes here to keep me. See, look, now you got me started again, Brian. I don't have sixes here to keep me in line. All right, cool. So, I don't remember what the guess was. I have to scroll all the way up. R Wild R Wild and DJ, if you let me know your answer ahead of time so I don't have to scroll. King 10 for DJ. And R Wild, what was your answer? I don't see you, R Wild. I'm looking. There's a lot of chat here, though. Yeah, with the AI from R1. King 10. Cool. King 10 from both people. Let's check it out.
The worst value hand that bets this flop is Ace 10
Ace
suited.
10. Yeah. It was Ace 10 or
Keep
Jacks.
in mind, the under the gun one player here will still have a decently strong range. We can expect him to be checking.
I'd be surprised
the
Jacks
majority
checks
of his
ever.
range to the in position opponent on most boards. Because of this, the in position opponent can't just go crazy with value betting in general. So Ace 10 is the worst value bet cutoff has here. Hands like King 10, Queen 10, Jack 10 are mostly checked. Cutoff does bet 1/3. Under the gun 1 has pocket 10s. What should he do?
All right, guys. So, yeah, I mean, all those hands, to be fair, DJ, I don't think it makes you a fish. Like I said, what was they call that? Unconscious incompetence. Right? You don't know what you don't know. It doesn't make you a fish. However, I think all those hands bet at some frequency. But the question, hey, thank you for the gift sub there, Shark. But which one bets the most, right? I wish he would have showed the solver. Matter of fact, I can plug this into the solver, into my solver, while we're talking here. All right, so now pocket tens. What should under the gun one do with pocket tens? Call or raise, and what size? In the meantime, I'm gonna plug this sucker in. Cutoff versus under the gun one. Call. Fold. 10, 9, 4. They check. Oh, if you guys want to see the solve for the flop, you can see Jack's checking a little, Queen's checking a little, Ace 10 actually checking a little here too. Let's see, this says 70% bet. This says 80% bet. So we knew Jacks was it. 80% bet for Queens too. So depending on the solver, he's saying Ace 10. I would have picked Jacks and I would have been right in GTO Wizard. 7.5 for our wild. I see you. 7.5 for Matt. Meatball. Lots of 7.5s. 12 for DJ. So we're gonna part ways here. DJ going 12 on the side screen. Our wild going 7 on the main street. Hunter says, pocket tens want to call. We don't want to push him off. We block his continuing range with 2 10s in our hand. This was opened under the gun 1 and cut off flatted. We're under the gun 1 now with pocket tens facing this bet from the imposition player. We don't have 10s. Under the gun 1 has 10s. Oh, we don't have overpair. I see what you're saying there. Let's see. Do we have any calling? Look at this. A little bit of queens, a little bit of jacks. What's that? 55-45. Raise versus call with the jacks. There's some in there. A little bit. There's a speckle. We are under the gun 1 in this spot with pocket tens, and we're facing this 2,500 bet. Do we check raise the tens in this spot here? Or do we call? So I think that's what you're saying. DJ, so you still want 7.5? Or you still want 12 rather, DJ? You want 12 and our wild wants 7.5. Shark, not all in. We're evolving, Shark. We're evolving. 7.5 all day. Still going 12. All right, so go 12. So, yeah, I agree with contrast on this one. I think pocket tens pure calls. Like, you don't have to fear a king and a queen too much on the turn, or an ace on the turn too much, right? That's only a gut, a gut shot for the most part, and it's a very small part of the range. And then diamonds, which is also a little small subsection of the range. So the range is going to be much wider than that. I don't think pocket tens need much protection, and they can't have top pair ever. And they have very, very, very little overpair. I'm pretty sure 10's pure call. 12 for DJ and 7 for our wild. Let's find out. 12 with 7 points.
So under the gun mostly wants to be
7.
calling this flop, and that's just because if he raises, he blocks so much of cutoff's continuing range that it's going to be hard for cutoff to call quite often, and really only be calling down if pocket tens is beat. Because we know that cutoff isn't going to be betting a lot of 9x on the flop. Therefore, he only has slivers of 10x left when we remove, two 10s. So cutoff doesn't have a ton of calls on this flop. Additionally, top set doesn't need that much protection. So it is played as a call. We check. What is the most frequently used turn bet sizing here?
All right, so we bet. Under the gun 1 calls. We get this 3 of spades. They check. They're naturally going to check to the aggressor most of the time, if not all the time, especially on a 3. And now we are going to double barrel the turn with a portion of our range. When we have the betting portion of our range, what size is the most common size we use on the turn? Ashes. For those people who aren't poker nerds, geo means geometric bet sizing, which means you bet this one size on the turn, and you bet the exact same percentage of the pot on the river, and it causes you to be all in. So you bet pot here, and then you would bet 100% pot on the river, and that would put you all in. That is what is geo when the cool poker nerds are talking. 80% for shark, 125 for B money. Pop for ashes, 125 for pucks, 100 for GT. Oh shit. Matt going 80. Meatball going 100. Praying going 80. Dave going 80. Pot 80, 80, 80 for our wild. Sept of 1 SPR on the rivers is praying. DJ with the 80 and a question mark. Our wild also going 80. 80 is Geo, says Beats. Yeah, so Praying is right in that a lot of times when a card comes on the turn that brings in more draws that connect but don't complete, 3-4 brings in all those weak ace, suited ace, wheel draws, plus 9-10 of diamonds has a million draws on its own. That usually leads to overbetting. What up, Badger? Took down the Night Saver. I couldn't do it for you, Badger. I busted in 5th, right? So you had to take it into your own hands and do it yourself. Fist bumps, boss. Congratulations. Way to go, buddy. So I was saying that is usually one of the little caveat rules we were talking about earlier. The difference is that this 3 doesn't bring in a whole ton of effort. If this was the 3 of clubs, I think we probably overbet more. I would overbet for sure the 3 of clubs because now backdoor clubs came in as well. And because that 3 is a little inconsequential, I'm kind of leaning 80, but it might be overbet. It might be overbet. It was 80 for both contestants. Let's find out.
So if we're cut off now and Under the Gun has played
The
his
rule
hand
still
in
holds.
this very weak way, we can expect him to have kind of a weakish range, right? We would expect Under the Gun to be raising jacks plus on the flop and even some ace 10, king 10 on the flop. So in general, we don't have to worry about Under the Gun having too strong of a hand. It's just going to be a lot of bluff catchers. Against that range, our value range gets to size up. We have a ton of ace 10, king 10 in our range. We have 2 pairs, sets, and draws. So we will see a big sizing here from the cutoff on the turn. Average bet sizing being 100% pot. Bet call.
Church and mixes? Yeah.
Shove, and then pocket tens, of course, calls.
Cool. I mean, this was a tough one, right? It was actually pretty darn close. It was 10-8, 7-8. So for DJ, and 7-8, 7-8 for our wild. So 2-point eking it out. Nope, 3 points ekes it out. DJ. Congratulations. Congratulations. These are really hard, our wild. You can see even me, who spends a lot of time in the solvers, was mixing and a little iffy and wasn't sure between one answer and another. It's really tough. Badger Bluff says, I learned it from you streamers. Love your rants and teachings. You guys were just making fun of me for ranting and going off on these tangents. And look, Badger Bluffs loves me. You see that? You see that? All right. So, DJ, congratulations on winning. Hit me up in a whisper. Let me know how I can send you $5 PayPal, sub, ACR, carrier pigeon, smoke signal. You know the rules. You know how it goes. Let me know, buddy. And that is a wrap for the study stream. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Sorry I was about 10 minutes late. You do. You win $5, DJ. Whisper me and let me know if there's some sort of way I can send you $5. Congratulations. Blind purpose blind content. The QA was so good and important. Yeah, absolutely. And we were doing that in Team Toe as well, and we're going to be doing the same thing with ICM this week. So I'm excited to see the differences. So anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the support. I love you guys. Thank you for the love back. I'm going to throw the host over to Craig CU. Friend, good guy, up and coming low stakes player who's trying to make his name. I'm going to get that ready while I show. And also, guys, don't forget, all the links are just up above. Pray and put them in there. There's Discord, !Discord to get into my Discord where we hang out, talk about poker, talk about UFC, talk about life, whatever. How can you whisper me? Shit, I don't know. How do you whisper in fucking... Oh, here you go. If you're looking at Twitch here, there's this little whisper. And then you can select GodsBigToe. And there I am. Oh, wait. The fuck? There's Fugazi. What the fuck is this? Do I have Fugazis? Wait a minute. What is that? Hang on a second. They have my logo and everything. There's me. I don't see any other results. That was weird as fuck. What was HU? I don't know what that was. That was really weird because I don't see it when I search for users. That was weird. I don't know what the fuck that is. I do see it. Yes. I do see it. Yes. That was weird. Anyways, !Point Discord to a link to my HCG. Let's see if we can find that. No, it just comes to my stream. Yeah, weird. I don't know what that was. Anyways, !Point Discord to get into my Discord where you can hang out with me. !Point PC Discord to hang out in the Poker Coaching Discord. Thank you, Jonathan Little. He sponsors the stream. These quizzes we're doing are for PokerCoaching.com. Jonathan is awesome, and thank you for that. PC Discord is 100% free as well. We're doing a 1% giveaway of Jonathan's runs in all of the different Poker Masters events going on in the next few days. I'm about to draw the winner for 1% of today's action, so get in there. If you want to get into that giveaway in the Poker Coaching Discord, I'm going to show you real quick. You come over here. You're in the Poker Coaching Discord channel. You click this little pin here. Oh, no, wait. You got to be in general chat. You click the little pin when you're in general chat. You'll see this is the post. There's a little jump button. You click jump. That will bring you to the post. This is the post right here. Scroll to the bottom of the post. Here's links if you want to view. Here's today's if you want to sweat. There's a sweat channel. We're all going into poker watch party. We were hanging out yesterday watching a Ram Zobian coach take second place for $100 and some odd $1,000. Anyway, just go to the bottom of this. There's all the little rules if you want to read it, whatever. Click the giveaway button and you are entered, and that is it. You can get a free roll for 1% of Jonathan's action in the Poker Go series. So there you go. If you want to watch this one from the beginning or any one we've done in the past, !Point YouTube, all of the content is there. This one will be up there shortly. And !Point PC, if you want to sign up for Poker Coaching for free, you get 20 free quizzes, big blind charts for $100 or more, and some homework assignments. If you sign up for the premium, you can see the quizzes. There's, I don't know, 2,100 or so of them. There's webinars multiple times a week where you can get with these coaches live and talk to them directly and get some feedback. There's 6 free study groups, like I said. The courses, master classes, cash game, tournament, and advanced cash game coming out next month, I believe, are amazing. Full curriculums that build on each other. Great content. Check all that shit out. And that is the wrap. All right, we're starting the raid over to Craig. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for everything. And I will see you next time. Peace.